wind and lots of it. 40 to 50 mile an hour gusts. I'm not going anywhere today. This is just such a bust. I can't shoot here. It's too windy. I'm gonna have to call it. I've had maybe 4 days of good weather to shoot for like a heartbeat, and then it's gone. So my plan was to shoot the remaining 4 of this section of this Amelia story. And this is part 1 of what I'm thinking is going to be 6 parts of the original story. So, to make it a little bit more palatable. And you have to watch the whole thing. But it's just proving to be problematic to shoot this here. The wind is too prevalent. Well, at least I solved one problem yesterday, and that was the video app itself that allows me to look directly into the camera and not have to memorize the text. And that cuts down on my shooting time. It also cuts down on the amount of effort that I'm having to put in, because I was having to memorize everything. Don't get me wrong, that I wrote it, so I should be able to memorize it, and it's just so much text that I can't. On the plus side, editing this stuff, and you're thinking video editing, I'm thinking not just video editing, but also editing the text. It's also given me a chance to clean up the text and to make it a little bit more palatable to the ear and palatable to the tongue. When I wrote this stuff, it's been 2, maybe 3 years since I wrote it. Or wrote this. There are actually 9 Amelia stories. There's one that I'm a little dicey about. So there are really 9, even though there are 8 that are completed. When I wrote this stuff like 3 years ago, I'm thinking to myself, and I wrote it, in record time, what I consider to be record time. I wrote it in like 4 days of just like barreling through it. I'm thinking to myself at the time, nobody's going to read this. No, but nobody is going to read this stuff. At all. Except me. And I'm thinking at the same time, nobody's going to watch this stuff. Except me. Unless, of course, it has dancing girls. Maybe I should go hire some dancing girls. That'll get it sold. That'll definitely, yeah. This whole fucking thing has been a clusterfuck. Maybe I should just go back to the long form. And shoot it the way that I intended. And wait until April or May of the coming year to shoot this the way that I want to shoot it. Where I want to shoot it. Fuck. I'm just so done with this. I've been listening to this since about 4 a.m. this morning, and it hasn't died down. It's actually gotten worse. At 4 a.m. this morning, it was about half of what it is now, and now it's just like full on. I had about an hour and a half yesterday of just clear weather, and then the wind picked up, and that was that. And it's a good thing that I got done what I needed to get done, because right after I finished shooting, the wind just was like howling like it is now. I gotta figure out another solution. I'm thinking this is a bust and I need to pull out of here. And that means looking at the car and looking at the van and making certain that it can handle whatever I throw at it. I honestly don't know what happened. So I started, when I got back here last night, I started up the van just on a giggle, and it held temperature. It held its temperature for like, I had it running for a good half an hour. Not a single problem. Nothing. I don't know what happened. I honestly cannot for the life of me figure out why it redlined the way that it did. I have a feeling that Dennis was right to begin with. You may remember me mentioning him a few days ago, that he stated that possibly I had backcharged into the system and overcharged it, and it back flooded into the system, even though that wire isn't capable of doing that. At least that was my understanding when Larry and I installed the damn thing. Well, actually, Larry did the install. I just stood there and looked like an idiot. So maybe, the system is, reset at this point. I knew that there was I know that there's a short in the system somewhere in the electrical system. So it's possible that I shorted out the system. And right then I was having electrical problems in the van when I was coming out here. So I've disconnected all that stuff that was sitting there, and it's been fine ever since. So maybe all is well. I don't know. That's all I got for today. I don't know what I'm gonna be able to shoot today, because the wind is it's gonna howl like this for the rest of the day. But I know that I need to get out of here. Where I'm gonna go, that's a look at kettle of fish. Whole different day. Alrighty, kiddies. That's enough. Thanks a bunch for watching. Thanks for your support and your time and your patience and your patronage. And I look forward to seeing you somewhere along the road. Bye.